Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to talk about my EDC flashlight collection. And when I say kind of EDC, these are ones that I'll actually carry. So I've got, much larger flashlights in my collection, but as you can see, not very pocket friendly. A lot of them are. So I'm kind of focusing more on my ones that I can fit in my pocket that I have carried or do carry quite often. And I'll try to do it kind of from my least favorite to my favorite. And I think the first thing to be said is obviously I like them all. I mean, I wouldn't own these if I didn't like them. So, if I'm going to rank them, I'm going to kind of have to, just have to make the choice on which ones I like the least and which one do I tend to carry the most. Maybe that's a good way of doing it. Which one do I often grab for and tend to hold? Keep with me the most. So I'll start off with and some of these are on my keychain still. I don't feel like fighting with a stupid keychain to get them off. So I'll begin with the Aurora A1. So what do I like and don't like about this flashlight? First, it is a very small footprint flashlight. That's why I keep it on my keychain. I do like that it's rechargeable. So I like that because since I keep this on my keychain, obviously I'm going to have this when I'm driving, and nice thing about this is I can charge it in my car. So if I ever find myself needing a light and the battery's dead, I can plug this into my USB in my car and kind of give it a quick charge. It does charge pretty, you get some usable light probably within a few minutes, and you put on a charger for about 5-10 minutes, you'll get a couple minutes of light if that's all you need. But otherwise, nothing big here. So as far as specs, it's very light. This is, I think it's rated for, it's got 3 settings. So high is 650 lumens, middle is 200 lumens, and low is 25 lumens. Single button operation, so you can either hold it to turn it on. There you go. This is probably hard to show on camera. There you go. So if you double click it, it'll stay on, and now you can cycle through the different brightness. So middle, high, higher, low. So 4 settings. I'm sorry, yeah, 4 settings. I said 3. So its lowest is half a lumen. This is just basically like a soft glow, like a reading light almost. Then you go up to low, which is 25 lumens, medium 200 lumens, and high 650 lumens. And then you hold it, turn it off. And then you can also get kind of just holding it for like a inadvertent second. You puts it on too, but if you want to lock it on, you have to double click, and it has memory. So, cool light. Like I said, the only reason I put it on my lowest is because I've noticed the battery on this one will drain, if I don't use it for a while. So even without use, the battery will kind of slowly deplete itself. It uses a 300 milliamp battery. I don't think it's lithium. I think it's just NiCH. Not sure. I know it's not lithium. I would have remembered that if it was lithium. But yeah, not a bad light. I believe price on these ones, I think right now is about $30 on Amazon. I can't find it did come with a pocket clip similar to this one. I just never used it, I can't find it, but these clips are convenient because you can clip it to your hat, or like if you have a sleeve, you can clip it to your sleeve or something like that. So options there as well. It is IPX6 water resistant as well. And it is also USB-C, which is kind of cool. And I did find the battery spec, so it is lithium polymer. So actually, it is lithium. So it's a lithium polymer battery, a LiPo battery, which is a good battery. So yeah, that's it for this one. Moving on. The next one. These are kind of getting tougher. It'd probably be this one. So this is the Olight 3E. And let me pull up this one here to take a look at the specs. So we're looking at 120 lumen output. It is a single mode flashlight. You just twist it on, twist it off, pretty basic, twist motion, nothing fancy here. It is not rechargeable, so for this one you've got to kind of go through a painstaking process of changing the battery, which is a AAA battery. So some it's a pro, some it's a con. It's a metal construction, and it puts out about, I don't know if I said already, 120 lumens of light. So pretty basic flashlight. That's why it's my keychain flashlight. Kind of a no thrills, simple operation. Sometimes I just like these simple on off, not kind of have to cycle through modes and things like that. So there you go. Next we go, and I don't know if honestly it's kind of too hard to rate these the more I kind of go into it, but next we have the Sofrin C001, and again we go to another non-rechargeable flashlight. This also operates off a AAA battery, just like the other ones. It's very similar to this one. It's a little bigger, but all metal. It is rated at, let me see if I've got the lumens handy here. I thought I was just looking at it to see what the lumens in this one were. 8 lumens, which you can see right here. So it's considered a low power flashlight. It's not like gonna blind you, but in exchange it's gonna last. So this is again good for just kind of basic functions, looking something up, working kind of close range where a big light will blind you. So yeah, I carry this one often. Actually, I have 2 of these. I have one in green. I just can't find it at this moment. Otherwise, I would have had it on display here as well. What else can I tell you here? Yeah, I think that's it. All right, moving on. Now we're kind of getting a little trickier here. I'll go with this one next. I like this one a lot just because of its size. So this is the Olight 1R2, and this is a really small but yet mighty flashlight. You're looking at 150 lumens, and it's got 2 modes actually. With a twist right here, you can kind of see. So the first turn puts it into low. You see low, and the second turn high. So pretty cool to have 2 modes in a small light like this, and easily controllable. You don't have to mess with buttons. You can kind of go right into where you want to go. It is all metal. Nice. It's a very light. I mean, this is probably the light I carry by far the most, just because how little it is. You can fit this in your pocket. I mean, in almost any occasion. In its highest setting, you're looking at 150 lumens, so plenty of bright. And in low set, 5 lumens. So you go from really kind of dim to really bright really quick. And the other nice part about this is it's rechargeable. So you've got a micro USB port right here to give this a quick charge, and close it back up, and you are back in business. So very cool light. My most carried light. Next would probably be, now it's kind of getting a little tougher here, to be honest. These are kind of very similar, but this Olight, this one's kind of, I almost didn't put this one in the list because how big it is. I don't really carry this one too often just because of its size. It's not really pocket friendly unless you got some deep pockets or some cargo pockets, where you can clip it to like your pants or belt or something. It is just on a kind of pushing the envelope in terms of its carryability, but it's the Olight i5T, and here it is a dual output light. So you have 2 light modes. By kind of softly pushing on the top, you can switch between high and low, and then you can click it to lock it in. So you do get 2 modes, which is kind of cool. The brightest mode, we're looking at 600 lumens, and the lowest one is, let me see here, 15 lumens. So you've got 300 or 15. So plenty of bright. It's not rechargeable. It does use AA batteries here. Hang on a second. 2 AA batteries. And it's got a pretty cool clip, which means you can clip something here or you can clip it there. So pretty functional. What else can I tell you here? All metal. It is a little on the heavier side because of the I think because of the build quality. You know, metal with 2 batteries will kind of, you know, will kind of weigh it down a little bit. So cool light. Just wish it was a little smaller, but then again, 2 batteries, longer run time. So I just got this I actually got this for the purpose of having a larger kind of battery capacity for times when I could or have room to accommodate a larger light. So cool light. Moving on. Next we have, and actually I think I'm losing my mind, but I don't know what I said the lumens on this were or not, but it's 550 in high and 15 on low. Next we have the Sofrin SP10S. So again, this was actually, I've had this one for a while and it's served me well. It's got 4 different light modes and it's got a strobe light. So this is one of the ones, actually I think it's too many modes to cycle through, but it's pretty intuitive. So 1 button turn on, and then you just cycle through all the modes, and then to turn it off you got to hold it. So it does have memory, so whatever you leave it on, like stuff, it uses a AA battery or a 14500 rechargeable battery. Pretty darn bright. In its highest setting you're looking at 800 lumens, so plenty of bright for this little guy. But overall, you know, good battery, or good overall flashlight, metal construction, nice clip. You know, it's you're kind of, you know, obviously more footprint than like these smaller ones, but it's still very much pocket carry. Just depends obviously what else you're going to have in your pockets. But with a 14,500 battery, you are looking at a low of 13 lumens, 80 lumens for the medium, a 310 for the high, and then the turbo, as they call it, 800 lumens. So ton of light output. It does kind of get hot, especially in its highest setting. I mean, not hot will burn you, but it does get pretty. Actually, you got a warning right here. So that's that. And next we have these 2, kind of my newest additions, and I've kind of grown to like this footprint. So I like this one because it reminds me a lot of this little guy. You know, kind of a similar footprint, very light. This is the Phoenix 30R. And it is a 260 lumen light. It is 2 modes, and it's also got a red LED as well. So, you know, kind of gets a little complicated with the buttons, but you've got double click for just kind of a pulsating, and then single time. If you hold it once, you kind of get the light, and then you can cycle through 3 different modes. So highest being 260, and then what I like about this one more than some other ones is the addition of the red LED. So 2 clicks and a hold turns on the red LED. So this is pretty cool, again, for anytime you don't want to mess with your night vision, but also for alerting traffic. So if you're ever going to kind of, you know, stuck on the road or something, you can easily, you know, put this on your like trunk of your car or something, just to kind of alert other drivers that, you know, you're on the side of the road, or if you're cycling and it gets dark, you can use this as well. So I don't know, the red light kind of comes in handy, I think. So pretty cool that they managed to add that as well. And it, you know, all metal construction, USB-C rechargeable, makes this a really cool light. So this is probably my second most carried flashlight. That's why it's towards the end. So really like this one a lot. And then last but not least is my newest one that I really probably, it really is my favorite one. You know, I've just, you know, grown to like this flashlight just because how useful it is. So this is the Roy Vaughan E8. So this has a lot of different kind of features to it. So first and foremost, it is dual battery powered. So you've actually got a built-in LiPo battery, a 330 milliamp, similar to the other Roy Vaughan, but then it'll also accommodate a AAA battery. So you can also pop in a AAA battery, so that way if, you know, the rechargeable one dies and you don't have time to charge it, you can just put a AAA battery in there, or vice versa. If you're on the road and your AAA battery dies, you can plug in a charger as well. So I like that kind of feature of having dual batteries. Next, what makes this really cool is it's got two separate kind of projections. So you've got your front light projections for your kind of typical light tasks, and then you have kind of a side light. So this is pretty cool. So this is just a pure headlight. So you've got a couple different modes here you cycle through. As far as brightness, this is, let me see if I have this over here. There's a lot of variations of this one. So this one we're looking at 700 lumens on high, 100 on low or medium, and 10 on low. Now this light, there's a couple different variations of this light in terms of the color temperature, and then also these kind of auxiliary lights. So what I got is the kind of the warm white, red, and a UV light. There's also red, and then there's double white light. So there's about, I think, like 4 or 5 variations of this light to make it a little bit more confusing, but this is just straight up lights. Here's where you get kind of some of the extra perks. So this is where you can control either just like a lantern. So, you know, you can put this down like that and have a little bit of a kind of like a lantern, so you can, you know, work with your hands if you're tying a fishing hook or something, and you've got, you know, different brightnesses right here. So this is pretty cool if you're trying to, like, you know, tie a fishing hook or work on something. You kind of can go hands free and kind of get that extra light, and it goes obviously dim or bright. Next you have red light. So once again, you can plop this up. This is great for, again, if you're on the road, if your car breaks down the side of the road and you want to be able to, like, alert traffic on the highway or something, put this kind of on the ground or something, and you got a great attention getter. And this goes from, you know, fast, low to constant on as well. So if you're nighttime reading maps, you've got that as well. So pretty cool. And then the last one is a black light. So you have to do 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I messed it up. There we go. So you've got a UV light, and this one doesn't have any kind of, you know, dark or dim. It's just a UV light. So, you know, if you need to look for stains in your bed in a hotel room, or check counterfeit money, or, you know, check for counterfeit money, kind of cool to have this light on hand. So this is why this is my favorite light. It's very small and portable, a ton of different features and practical uses. I mean, it's just by far my favorite light. You know, like, these, for the most part, there's a lot of overlap, but this one is indisputably my favorite light. I'm probably going to pick up some more on Black Friday because it is a little pricey, like $60. I got it on Prime Day for a little bit cheaper, but I probably will get at least one more to have. So the only, I would say, if there are 2 cons to this light, or two things I would change, is one, these buttons. The buttons are not recessed enough, and this thing will go off of my pocket all the time. I mean, the button is just not, I wish the button was a little bit more recessed to make it harder for it to press in your pocket, but you can easily, you know, press this against your leg or something, and just, I mean, honestly, I would say at least half the times I've pulled this out of my pocket, it's on. So it's kind of annoying how easily it turns on in your pocket. So I wish the buttons were a little bit better. The second thing I wish they would incorporate is allowing you to put in a rechargeable AAA battery and then have it be charged by when you charge it. That way you can kind of top off both batteries, because truthfully, sometimes if you use this a lot, and there is a little indicator here to let you know which battery is powering it, but who always pays attention? Like I use this a lot on Halloween, but I forgot to check to see if I actually used this up or not. So now I don't know if my AAA battery has been depleted or if it's still at full. So, you know, I kind of wish it would just top off both. You know, it would be a nice feature. But when you turn it on, so you can kind of see it's running off the LiPo battery. Now, there is, I believe, a way to switch it, to force it, but to be honest, it's like, again, you start getting into these button combinations. I didn't memorize it just because it's not something I'm going to be doing, but I believe there is a way that you can force the light to work off of one or the other battery, and you can also lock it as well from being able to turn in your pocket. But I think it's like 4 presses. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, so now it's locked. Yeah, so you can lock it if you don't want it to be pressed in your pocket. Oh, I think I just unlocked it. So four presses will lock it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you go. Now you know it's locked. And then to unlock it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so this just changed batteries. So now I'm running off that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm back to that one. So you can kind of see there's some combinations to it. You know, if you want to really learn them all, you know, you can. I just didn't want to go through. I mean, I learned how to operate all the lights, but that's all I need. I don't need to know kind of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Like, I don't need to go through. I don't know. I don't have the patience to learn all these different button combos. So the light operation is pretty easy. This light controls that one, and it's simply hold it to turn it on, double click to stay on, and then cycle through the modes, and then hold to turn off. And then your auxiliary light here, same thing. One button turns it on, and you can cycle through the modes, and then double click for red, and then cycle through modes, and then triple click to get the UV light. 1, 2, 3, and you got UV light. So pretty, you know, simple, I guess. And like I said, you can lock it, switch modes, but it's just not something I'm going to be doing. So I mean, locking it is 4 times, and then while it's locked, 3 clicks will switch between the battery. So there you go. But otherwise, yeah, this is my favorite one. I do want to get a couple more of these, maybe 1 or 2 more, just because I love it. It's just such a useful light. But all of these are good in their own way. You know, I mean, some of these are price plays. Obviously, this is by far the most expensive one, so you pay for kind of what you get. Like this one, I mean, this was like I actually think I got it for free with one of their lights, I believe, but they're very inexpensive. Both these are very inexpensive. I think they're like $10 or less. This one I think was like 20 something. This was probably like 20 or 30. This was like under 20. I don't know. I mean, these are all kind of very inexpensive lights, and then this one's kind of in its own segment where it's like, I think 60 is what the going price is. I got it for like 45 maybe or something like that on Prime Day, but obviously it's a premium EDC light. But there you go. Hopefully this kind of helps a little bit if you're looking at getting yourself one of these lights. I think they're all good in their own ways. I mean, there's pros and cons. Obviously, if money's no object and you just want the best light, I mean, I can't imagine any, you know, why you wouldn't get this one then. I mean, it's just a good footprint, just a ton of features. You know, if you want maximum light output, I think this is probably your best one for brightness. If you want, you know, just battery longevity, having 2 AA's, you know, is obviously going to help with endurance, so this one is great. If you need kind of a red light, if you're a jogger or something like that, you want to be able to, like, you know, when you're jogging in the street or something, be seen. I mean, a red strobe light on this one and that one is a good feature. So, you know, obviously nothing beats this size. I mean, this is just, I mean, look at this thing. This thing's so tiny. I mean, you'll never even know you have this in your pocket. So for size wise, this is great. And then for, I think, a good key for car purposes, you know, to have a keychain light, I think this is great because of the USB charging, because that allows you to be able to, you know, be able to charge it up. You know, like for example, if you have this one, or even like this one in my case on my keychain, if this AAA dies, I don't have any AAA batteries in my car. I'm kind of SOL, where I can plug this in my phone charger and top it off and get some usable light. So that's why this is my keychain light. And at the time, I did not have this one, so part of me thinks, actually, part of me wants to probably put one of these USB ones on my other keychain as well, just because from that same logic that I can top it off of my car. So I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, there you go. I'll try and put links into the bottom to get you guys into in case you want to read up more specs. I know I kind of went through it quick, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.